Dear Gemini, pause for a moment and really listen to this. January 10th, 2026 is not just another date on the calendar. It is a divine checkpoint, a moment where the universe shifts its attention directly toward you. If you've been feeling restless, emotional, unusually alert, or even confused lately, it's because something massive is lining up behind the scenes. Today marks the beginning of a destiny-altering phase, one that rewrites old patterns and unlocks doors you once believed were permanently closed. This is not hype. This is alignment. 7 shocking blessings are activating for Gemini today, and each one carries the power to transform your future in ways you could not have planned or forced. Some of these blessings will arrive suddenly, others will unfold quietly, but all of them will leave a permanent mark on your path. Before we go any further, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss messages meant specifically for you. And most importantly, drop a comment right now saying, Gemini ready. This simple action signals intention and aligns your energy with what's coming. Stay with me until the end, because the final blessing ties everything together and explains why your life will never return to what it once was. Gemini, this is your moment. Let's begin. Blessing number 1, a sudden shift in your personal power. Gemini, the first shocking blessing arriving today is a sudden and undeniable shift in your personal power. For a long time, you may have felt like you were giving more than you were receiving, explaining yourself too often, second-guessing your decisions, or shrinking your voice to keep peace. That era ends now. On January 10th, 2026, something clicks internally. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need validation. You begin to feel grounded in who you are and what you bring to the world. This is not arrogance. This is self-recognition. You finally see your worth clearly, and once you do, everything changes. People around you will notice this shift immediately. Your words carry more weight. Your presence feels stronger. Even silence becomes powerful when you choose it. Situations that once drained you no longer have access to your energy. You stop chasing clarity and start attracting it. This blessing is especially important because it redefines how others treat you. Boundaries that once felt difficult now feel natural. You instinctively know when to say yes and when to walk away. Gemini, this is the moment you stop negotiating with your own potential. What's shocking is how fast this happens. One conversation, one realization, or one unexpected event today triggers this awakening. You may even surprise yourself with how calmly you handle something that once would have shaken you deeply. This shift in personal power sets the foundation for every other blessing arriving today. Without it, the rest wouldn't stick. With it, nothing can be taken from you. Gemini, this is you stepping into the version of yourself that no longer doubts their own strength. Blessing number 2, financial movement and opportunity. Unlocking the second shocking blessing activating today revolves around money, stability, and value. Gemini, finances have been a mental burden lately, not necessarily because you lack ability, but because progress felt slow or blocked. That change is starting today. January 10th, 2026 brings movement. Opportunities begin to surface that feel aligned rather than forced. This could appear as a new income stream, a delayed payment finally arriving, a powerful idea, or someone recognizing your skills in a meaningful way. What makes this blessing shocking is its timing. It arrives when you least expect it, but need it most. This isn't just about money. It's about your relationship with abundance. you begin to realize that you've been undercharging, undervaluing, or underestimating yourself. Today opens your eyes to what you actually deserve, and once that awareness hits, your decisions change. For some Geminis, this blessing shows up as a professional breakthrough, a promotion, contract, collaboration, or green light that felt stalled before. For others, it's the clarity to let go of something draining so something better can enter. The universe is rewarding your adaptability, your intelligence, and your resilience. Even past financial mistakes suddenly make sense, because they led you to wiser choices now. You stop repeating cycles and start building momentum. Pay close attention to conversations, messages, and ideas today. One of them contains the seed of long-term stability. Don't dismiss small beginnings. This blessing grows fast once you nurture it. Gemini, abundance is not chasing you randomly. It's responding to the inner shift you just experienced. This is the moment you stop surviving and start expanding. Blessing number 3, emotional healing and release of the past. The third shocking blessing arriving for you, Gemini, is deeply emotional, profoundly healing, and incredibly freeing. This is not surface-level relief. This is the kind of healing that reaches into places you stop talking about, even to yourself. For a long time, you've been carrying emotional weight that was never meant to stay with you forever. Old heartbreaks, lingering guilt, unspoken words, missed chances, and emotional responsibilities that were never fully yours have quietly followed you. And today, something finally loosens. January 10th, 2026 marks a powerful emotional release point. What's surprising is that you may not even realize how heavy your emotional load has been until you feel it lifting. There's a sudden lightness, a deep exhale you didn't know you were holding. This doesn't mean the past disappears. It means it no longer controls your reactions, your confidence, or your future decisions. A memory may resurface today. A name might cross your mind unexpectedly. For some Geminis, a person from the past could even reappear through a message, a call, or a coincidence. But here's the difference. Instead of pain, anger, or confusion, you feel clarity. You see the situation for what it truly was, not through the lens of hurt, but through understanding. You finally recognize why things happened the way they did, and more importantly, why they couldn't have happened any other way. This is where forgiveness becomes possible. Not forced forgiveness, not performative forgiveness, real forgiveness, especially for yourself. You stop punishing yourself for choices you made with the information and emotional capacity you had at the time. You release the idea that you should have known better back then. You honor how far you've come. This blessing gives you back emotional space. The constant mental replay of old conversations fades. The "what if I had said this?" and "what if I had done that?" questions lose their grip. The self-blame softens. The emotional noise quiets. In its place, a calm sense of peace begins to settle in. For many Geminis, this healing directly transforms relationships. You stop attracting people who trigger your wounds or mirror your unresolved pain. Instead, you naturally draw in connections that feel safe, respectful, and emotionally mature. You no longer confuse intensity with love or chaos with passion. Your standards shift because your self-respect deepens. Yes, tears may come today, but these are not tears of breaking. They are cleansing tears. They wash away emotional residue that has overstayed its welcome. This is the universe gently but firmly closing chapters you kept rereading out of habit, not because they still mattered. Once this blessing fully activates, you feel lighter, clearer, and emotionally available again. Not desperate, not guarded, but open. Gemini, this is emotional freedom you didn't even realize you were allowed to experience. Blessing number 4, a destiny-changing connection. The fourth shocking blessing arriving for you, Gemini, comes through connection, and it is anything but random. Someone is entering your orbit today, or re-entering it in a completely different way, and this connection carries purpose written all over it. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The universe is using another person as a catalyst to move your life forward. This connection may show up in many forms. It could be romantic, professional, spiritual, or deeply personal. It might be someone brand new, or someone you've known before, but never truly met at this level. What matters most is how it feels the moment you connect. There is an instant sense of recognition, like your energy already knows theirs. Conversation flows without effort. Time moves differently around them. Ideas spark naturally. You feel heard, understood, and valued, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're being yourself. What makes this connection powerful is timing. This person appears exactly when you're ready to receive what they offer. They may bring insight that reframes your perspective, encouragement that restores your confidence, or an opportunity that opens a door you didn't even realize was locked. Even if the interaction is brief, its impact is lasting. One conversation can change the way you think. One introduction can shift your entire direction. The most shocking part of this blessing is the ripple effect it creates. One connection leads to another. One meeting opens unexpected pathways. Opportunities begin stacking in ways that feel almost unreal. Things start aligning faster than you anticipated, simply because you said yes to the right moment. This person doesn't trigger your old wounds. They don't drain you or confuse you. Instead, they reflect your growth. They meet you where you are now, not who you used to be. There is mutual respect, mutual curiosity, and mutual recognition. Gemini, stay open today. Say yes to conversations you might normally rush through. Trust the subtle pull you feel towards certain people. Follow your intuition. Destiny often doesn't announce itself loudly. It speaks through people, timing, and meaningful encounters. This connection is a reminder that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Blessing number 5, mental clarity and decision-making power. The fifth blessing arriving for you, Gemini, is powerful mental clarity, and it changes everything. Your mind has always been your greatest gift. Your ability to analyze, adapt, and see multiple angles sets you apart. But lately, that same strength has felt like a burden. Too many options pulling you in different directions. Too many opinions influencing your choices. Too many unanswered what-ifs creating mental noise. Instead of clarity, you've been stuck in overload. Today, that fog finally lifts. January 10th, 2026 brings sharp, focused mental energy. The confusion that once made decisions feel heavy suddenly disappears. Choices that used to drain you now feel obvious. You instinctively know what aligns with you and what doesn't. You recognize which paths deserve your attention and which ones are quietly stealing your time and peace. This blessing doesn't just help you think better, it helps you move better. You stop circling the same thoughts over and over. You stop delaying action because you're afraid of choosing wrong. Instead, confidence replaces hesitation. You act with intention, not impulse, and that alone changes your results. What's remarkable is how naturally this clarity arrives. Ideas begin flowing without force. Solutions present themselves at the right moment. Conversations make sense. Your instincts sharpen, and you trust them without needing constant reassurance. For the first time in a while, your mind feels like a tool instead of a battlefield. This mental alignment saves you energy on every level. Emotionally, you feel lighter. Mentally, you feel organized. Spiritually, you feel aligned. You no longer waste energy on things that don't serve your growth. You protect your focus because you finally understand its value. Most importantly, this blessing removes the fear of making the wrong choice. You realize that clarity doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from trusting yourself. Even if adjustments are needed later, you know you'll handle them with intelligence and grace. Gemini, when your mind is aligned with your intuition and your purpose, nothing can block your momentum. This clarity is not temporary. It's a new way of thinking, deciding, and moving forward. And it opens doors faster than you expect. Blessing number 6. Spiritual awakening and intuitive signals. The 6th shocking blessing arriving for you, Gemini, is deeply spiritual and quietly powerful. Today, your intuition becomes sharper, clearer, and impossible to ignore. This isn't imagination or coincidence. This is awareness activating. Subtle signs that once passed unnoticed now stand out. Synchronicities begin lining up. Your inner voice grows louder, calmer, and more confident. On January 10th, 2026, you may start noticing repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, vivid dreams, or sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. These moments are not random. They are signals, gentle confirmations that you are being guided, supported, and protected. The universe is communicating with you in ways that feel personal and precise. What changes most is trust. You begin relying less on outside opinions and more on what feels right inside. Instead of second-guessing your instincts, you listen. Instead of ignoring that quiet nudge, you follow it. And each time you do, things align more smoothly. Decisions feel lighter. Outcomes feel more natural. This spiritual awakening doesn't pull you away from reality or make you feel disconnected from the world. In fact, it does the opposite. It grounds you. You feel anchored in purpose rather than lost in confusion. There's a calm sense of direction, even if every detail isn't clear yet. You stop needing constant proof that you're on the right path. You simply know. You may feel more sensitive to energy today. Certain environments feel draining, while others feel uplifting. Certain conversations resonate deeply, while others no longer hold your attention. This isn't withdrawal, it's discernment. You're learning to protect your energy without guilt. This blessing also brings reassurance. If you've been feeling alone, misunderstood, or unsupported lately, that feeling begins to dissolve. You realize you've never been walking alone. Help has been showing up all along, sometimes through people, sometimes through timing, sometimes through inner strength you didn't know you had. Gemini, this awakening is a reminder of your connection to something greater than fear, doubt, or limitation. You are guided, you are protected, and as you move forward trusting your intuition, your path becomes clearer with every step. Blessing number 7, a new path. Opening with long-term impact. The 7th and final shocking blessing brings everything together, Gemini. This is where all the inner shifts, emotional healing, clarity, and awakening finally take shape in the physical world. A new path opens, not suddenly out of nowhere, but naturally as a response to who you've become. This path feels aligned, steady, and purposeful. It doesn't demand that you change yourself. It meets you exactly as you are now. This new direction may begin quietly. It could arrive as an idea that keeps returning to your mind, an opportunity that feels surprisingly right, or a decision you've been avoiding but suddenly feel ready to make. At first, it might not look dramatic, but make no mistake, its impact is long-term. This is not a short-term fix or a temporary phase. This is foundational. It has the power to reshape your routines, priorities, and future in meaningful ways. What's different this time is how you step forward. There's no rushing, no fear-driven pressure, and no need to prove anything. You move with confidence because your choices are rooted in clarity. You move with courage because you trust yourself. You're no longer chasing outcomes. You're choosing alignment. As soon as you commit to this path, you'll notice the shift. Doors begin opening more smoothly. Support shows up at the right moments. Resistance fades. The future responds differently because you are different. You're not the same person who hesitated, doubted, or waited for external approval. You've grown, and life is meeting you at that new level. This blessing also brings patience. You understand that real change doesn't need to happen overnight to be powerful. You're willing to build, nurture, and protect what matters. You stop comparing your timeline to others because you're finally focused on your own. Gemini, this is destiny responding to growth. Nothing is being forced. Nothing is being taken away. You are simply being guided toward what lasts. Trust this new path. Honor it. Walk it with intention. The life you're stepping into now is one you're actually ready to live. And that makes all the difference. Gemini, take a moment and really feel this. What you experienced today was not coincidence, not luck, and not imagination. It was alignment. January 10, 2026 marks a powerful turning point. The moment your past finally loosens its grip and your future begins responding to your truth, your growth, and your courage. You didn't arrive here by accident. Every challenge, delay, and emotional test led you to this exact moment of readiness. These 7 blessings are not random events happening in isolation. They are connected signals guiding you into a higher chapter of your life. A chapter where you think more clearly, trust yourself more deeply, and choose what truly aligns with your soul. The universe isn't rushing you, it's walking with you. And the more aware, grounded, and open you stay, the more clearly you'll see the path unfolding in front of you. If this message touched something inside you, don't ignore it. Like this video to acknowledge the energy you're stepping into. Subscribe to the channel so you stay connected to messages meant specifically for your journey. And most importantly, comment Gemini Ready below. This isn't just a comment, it's a declaration. It tells the universe that you are open, present, and willing to receive what's next. Your engagement doesn't just support this channel, it strengthens this message and helps it reach other Geminis who need reassurance, clarity, and hope right now. Energy flows where attention goes, and by participating, you're aligning yourself even more deeply with what's coming. Remember this. This is not the end of a cycle. It's the beginning of a powerful new phase. More insights, more guidance, and more confirmations are on their way. What's ahead will require confidence, trust, and faith in yourself, and you already have all 3. Stay connected, stay aware, stay open. Gemini, your destiny is not waiting anymore. It's unfolding now.